They ain't rooting for me, they ain't clapping for me. I'm only saying, can somebody just be happy for me? I really hate to say I told you so I bite my tongue, but you know,
Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in now. Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
There is not a single word in the whole world that could describe the hurt. The dullest knife just sawing back and forth and ripping through the softest skin there ever was. How were you to know? Oh, how were you to know? And I hate to see your heart break. I hate to see your eyes get darker as they close, but I've been there before. And I hate to see your heart break. I hate to see your eyes get darker as they close, but I've been there before. Love happens all the time to people who aren't kind, and heroes who are blind, expecting perfect scripted movie scenes. Who wants an awkward silent mystery? How are you to know? Oh, how are you to know? And I hate to see your heart break. I hate to see your eyes get darker as they close, but I've been there before. And I hate to see your heart break. I hate to see your eyes get darker as they close, but I've been there before. For all the air that's in your lungs, for all the joy that is to come, for all the things that you're alive to feel. Just let the pain remind you heart can heal. Oh, how are you to know? Oh, how are you to know? And I hate to see your heart break. I hate to see your eyes get darker as they close, but I've been there before. And I hate to see your heart break. I hate to see your eyes get darker as they close, but I've been there before.
Man, what the fuck? That good Paramore action, man. Y'all don't know about that Paramore because all y'all listen to is Future and things of that nature. But man, if you need to listen to some good white boy music, man, Paramore have saved my days, plenty of days, man. Songs like Misguided Ghosts took me to a whole nother level. But anyways, man, we here to talk about some shit, right? Because it's like, my name Kyrie, aka the Hood Mystic, whatever. If you new here, most of y'all ain't new here. But anyways, let's talk about it. In the world that we live in, everybody done had relationships with somebody, and those relationships turned out messed up. And when the relationship turned messed up, it's like the worst feeling in the world. And I hate feeling that myself, and I really hate when other people feel that. And so yesterday, I'm going through something, but I'm processing it in a way of understanding the shadow and projections, because in life, you are being projected upon, and you are also projecting upon others. And if you are not conscious of that, then you are just doing it. And the problem with doing it is that you have the heartbreak emoji type energy. And I want to have like a healed, mended, the heart emoji with the bandages wrapped around it. That's the energy that I want to bring forth today. So I got some tweets that hot off the presses. Follow me on Twitter. You know the tag, Hood Mystic, the original, right? Before there was me, there was none, right? Now I'm gonna go through these tweets, and then I'm gonna go through explaining it. I got some like images, some media that I want to share with y'all, and hopefully by the end of this video, you can understand romantic relationships a little bit better, to whereas you're not setting yourself up for heartbreak and you're not setting yourself up for failure. Okay? So here we go. If this person, hold on, let me start from the beginning. Rewind. When people love you without reason, they are projecting their shadow onto you. When you are a young man and a young lady tells you, I'm so in love with you, you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, and those relationships don't work out. The reason that none of these relationships work out in general, right? Because you know about 2 or 3 couples that just worked out since high school. The rest of us straight up crash dummies, okay? The rest of us crash dummies. And the reason why we crash dummies, the reason why our relationships have not worked out in the past is because we have projected our shadows onto the person. Now, is this dark and negative and nasty? Actually, it's quite the contrary. When you project your shadow, you are projecting your God force energy on another person. This is why y'all can follow crusty, dusty spiritual people, because you put your spirit on them. You put your spirit on them. This is why I say, don't put me in a spiritual box. Put me in a regular person box, because I don't need that projection of spiritual leader when I know for a fact you are your own spiritual leader. Because in my divination, it wasn't because I followed somebody on YouTube. None of these niggas on YouTube have helped me develop spiritually. They put out mid-ass content, or, I don't learn nothing from these niggas. I don't be feeling like, damn, I'm about to enhance my vocabulary listening to these. I'm not about to learn nothing. I mean, they posting shit because they can post shit. And they also know that people are going to project their shadows onto them so they can just live scot-free off the land. And the reason why I do not do that is because spirituality is real. Spirituality will have you, like, if you play around with spirituality, it'll have you running in circles. It'll have you stressing yourself out. It'll have you looking real dumb and you feeling like you on top of it. So I just play it cool. You understand? I just play it real regular, and The blessings that come, I receive them. And my struggles is my lessons that I got to learn. And that's how it's going to always be until I'm up out of here. So I'm going to just keep it real balanced, real normal. And that's the key to not projecting your shadow. When you project your shadow onto a person, you are projecting your God force energy. And it could be a man or a woman, a job, a piece of art, a career. But for this particular conversation, I want to keep us focused. We're talking about when you project your God force energy onto another person. This is when you say, I'm in love. I'm so deeply, madly in love with this person. And when it doesn't work out, you are crushed. You are broken. Because essentially, the reason why you trusted in the relationship is not the person. You know he sold drugs. You know he toted guns. You know he had multiple women, but you still loved him anyway. But you never loved him. You love the projection of your God force energy upon him. You never loved her. You only loved your God force energy being projected upon her. So when your God force energy, which is not actually your God force energy, it's another human being. When your God force energy starts fucking around with other girls, right? When your God force energy starts looking at you, calling you an ain't shit motherfucker, when your God force energy start cheating on you, start abusing you, it's the worst pain ever because God does not do that. Your soul does not do that. And if your mother abandoned you or your mother neglected you, it don't hurt you as much as your relationships, because your relationships are a projection. But the solution is that you never knew it was a projection. The solution is realizing that it was a projection, and the solution is to learn not to project. If you can love somebody so deeply, if you can love somebody so truly, then you could also recognize it within yourself. And this is the struggle that people have because we don't understand projection and we don't understand shadow work. So we'll just more or less struggle. We'll more or less stand and live in that heartbreak. But me personally, I hate to see your heart break. I hate to see heartbroken people because it's unnecessary. You think they love you, but they don't even see you. When we're dealing with a projection, I'll explain this later. When we're dealing with the projection, we only see what we are projecting onto that person. This is how, and because people don't fully understand astrology, projection, they don't understand astrology either, but that's another conversation. They will actually think that they are them, right? This is why I refuse to let people kiss my ass. Even when they try to kiss my ass, I got an ass condom on. Even when you try to kiss my ass, family, I won't even let you do it. I'm rubber, you glue. Every time you kiss my ass, you got to kiss your own ass. Anybody I talk to, I'll be telling them, follow your soul. Because I know when I'm being projected upon. Because I know I'm not shit. I know I'm not shit. I be seeing the things that I do throughout the day. I know what websites I go on. I know I'm not shit. You can, and when people project that on you, you know it instantly. But if you don't know it, you will start to think when people project on you, positive or negative, that it is true. But the reason why we do spiritual development work, and the reason why it's called Know Thyself, is because up until the point that we begin to know ourselves, we only know ourselves in life through projections. Okay? So this is why they project good qualities onto you. You can do no wrong. I know I'm an ain't shit person. I know I'm not a good guy. I know I don't be deserving head the way that I be deserving head. So when I'm getting it, I'm like, damn, this girl don't even see me right now. she's completely projecting on me. I'll do some bullshit and she'll smile about it. But when they do that, when they project positive energy, they're also going to be projecting negative energy. So if you wake up and you burp and it goes, if I project on you a non-burping type of energy and then you actually burp, now that is a means for dismissal and removal. And you always feel like, damn, what did I do? Well, you didn't do anything. You just exhibited real characters and qualities of yourself. When you are real and authentic, you're not going to be able to survive in relationships. Because people are projecting, they're not seeing you. They want you to make them look good, feel good, compliment them, make their lives feel better, because that's what God would do for them. Anything your partner wants you to do for them, God can do for them times 10. And the reason that, why does a person expect a man to protect and provide for them? A woman will say, I want a man to protect and provide for me, and in the same breath say, I want a man that has a good job. So riddle me this, Batman. If he works 10 hours a week, 10 hours a day, and you're at home, he's not protecting you. But you're okay if he's not protecting you because he's making the money for you. Okay, cool. But in this instance of desiring a person to protect and to provide for you, how is that working out for you? You still waiting for that person to show up and protect you and provide for you, and you determining this to be in a relationship? What if God was your protection, your spiritual protection? And not to be facetious, to be clear, if I have spiritual protection, that means that spiritually I can see things 10 steps ahead. Brother Pennick explained it as your higher self being akin to an eagle. Now, if I'm walking down the street and I'm connected to my higher self, that means that my eagle, not my ego, but an eagle is 50 feet above me with 360-degree panoramic viewpoint, the fastest moving bird, the most vicious bird ever. So even if somebody is coming at me, he's going to see it and attack it before I even knew that I was even going to be attacked. So God is going to protect you spiritually. And say, for instance, you do have a man and he does have a gun. What if the military brigade come for your ass? And what type of girl is you for which the military brigade is coming for us? You damn right you need protection if the military is coming, but at a certain point, it's a lot of men that die with their guns in their hands. It's more men that die with a gun in their hands than men who don't die with guns in their hands, believe it or not. So I think we can be completely in the form of an illusion when we think about protection and when we think about provision. Because imagine a grown-ass man taking care of another grown-ass person. And imagine him fantasizing and dreaming about that. And then, say for instance, you do get a protector and a provider. He got 15 million guns. He pays your rent. What do you then do for him? We never get to that conversation, but I'll leave that for another day. So all of this to say, we want all of these things in a person, and we making this to be the bee's knees for us to make a decision on who we want to be in a relationship with, and y'all do it and it still doesn't work out. The question is why? The things you want from your partner is the same things you want God to do. And the reason why is because God is sex and God is love. But these are also intermodalities that when you project them haphazardly, when you project them and you don't know you're projecting them, you dealing with a person long enough just so you can begin to start projecting. Okay, I feel like you are my God. I feel like you are my soulmate, my twin flame. So that means you'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. And I'll be waiting patiently to meet this special person. But throughout this time of you waiting to meet this special person, what you could have been doing is understanding human beings psychologically, mentally, emotionally, understanding yourself and having... In Robert Johnson's book, he talks about 100,000 volt love versus 110 volt love. And he says that Robert A. Johnson, Owning the Shadow, he talks about how marriage, you got to have 110,000 volts of attraction for a person to begin to think about marriage. But when that 100, first of all, your body can't handle that amount of voltage. Second of all, since you can't handle it, you might get it in a small dose. And then once it's over, it's over. But your body can handle 110 volts. So being real regular and real normal with people is an easy way for you to establish healthy, productive relationships. Wanting a home run, wanting a slam dunk, wanting the most sexiest person in the world, having all of these standards, and then hoping that one day he'll meet these standards, and then love will be just this great and amazing thing, is all pepperoni and cheese. It's all make-believe. It's all shit that you've seen in a Disney movie, and you're 38 years old. You're 47 years old. You old as a motherfucker. If you 25, it's the 25-year-olders that been fucking more than the 40-year-olders. So in dog years, motherfuckers is 150. If we gonna compare it to the how much of time, how many bodies and how many times y'all been fucking out here in these streets. And all of the fuckings and all of the relationships, it's been all projection, so it never could have worked. And the reason why it's projection and the reason why it doesn't work is because you don't know you're projecting. You think that this person is actually God. You think that, and even worse, once you get your heart broken once, twice, 3 times, 4, you start dealing with people fucked up. So this is why you can deal with a 22, 24, 25-year-older, and she is playing with your ass from beginning to end, because 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, she really loved a nigga. She really put her heart and soul into a nigga, and that was never going to work out in the beginning because it was always projection. She thought she was special. She thought she was divine. How did that work out for you? Is my question. Since we don't know, we project our negative qualities and positive qualities onto the people closest to us, is the reason we feel unseen. The reason you feel unseen in your personal, romantic, close relationships is because people don't see you. Your kids do not see you. Your kids see their projection of what a mom should be. And they're treating you in reference to their projection. This is why if you got more than one kid, each kid views you and treats you differently. One kid swears that you ain't shit motherfucker. You ain't shit. Your mama ain't shit. Don't know why you they motherfucking mama. And the other kid swear by you, love you to death. And the reality is, since you're not teaching your kids about projection, they're going to continue projecting. One kid wants the mama from fucking The Cosby Show. And the other kid wants the mama from Baby Boy. But guess what? You is just they motherfucking mama. You ain't Claire Huxtable. You ain't Dee Dee. You ain't none of that. People never see you. And the reason why you feel unseen, the reason why you feel alone is because it's 2023. And in 2020, I said that niggas need to start doing shadow work. You know what niggas did? Niggas started to do classes on shadow work. One's in the chat. If you remember, in January of 2020, I said the whole world need to start doing shadow work because this shit is over with. Niggas said, I'll one-up Hood Mystic. I'll do a shadow work course. Can't make it up, people. Why would I ever make something like that up? I would never make something like that up. So let's get into the conversation. What is projection? Projection is sending out unconscious aspects of yourself. So you're not sending out everything to a person. You're only sending out the unconscious aspects of yourself. What is the main unconscious aspect of yourself? That God lives within you, that you are God. That is the main unconscious aspect. This is why you want love so bad, because we got to understand God is love. Your soul is love. Your soul is unconditional love. And this is what you crave from a person. But your soul is given to you this. Your soul is giving you this every single moment of every single day. It's called heart consciousness. Right? And so we can begin to receive this and understand this and create conversations around this, or we can not and avoid it and wish for it from a man or a woman, our children, our job, our career. We want somebody to say, Charmaine, I love you so much. And no matter what, I will always love you. The only thing that is going to do that is your heart. If I find out you had a train ran on you by the football team, I'm not about to fuck with you like I used to fuck with you. I'm sorry. I'm not that strong. Women, y'all know for a fact, if you heard that Jermaine got it up the butt a few times, you're not about to fuck with him in the same manner if you heard he was a stand-up guy. None of us are that strong, and I wouldn't expect you to be that strong. This is why you don't get trains ran on you. This is why you don't get jugged if you gonna be on that side, be on that side. If you gonna be on the middle, be on the middle. If you gonna be on that side, be on that side. But what you're not gonna do is be on the down low. I mean, you gonna be on the down low, but you get what I'm saying? If you're going to be who you are, you're going to let a motherfucker know on the first date. Sometimes I'm over here. Sometimes I'm over there. I just don't know. And so at that point, the woman can decide, I ain't fucking with that nigga. I don't know what team he play on. I've been watching football my whole life. I ain't never seen a kicker become a punter, play on the Dallas Cowboys, then play for the San Francisco 49ers. Have y'all ever seen that in a game? Somebody just take off the uniform and go to the other side? Have y'all ever seen that? If I play for Dallas, then I'm going to be on Dallas that whole game till they trade me. How you going to play for both teams, my guy? That don't even make sense. I'm just saying, do what you do, live in your truth. But if you living on the down low, if you living on a secret life, you got to be careful, because everything that you don't want to deal with about yourself, you will project that on the world around you. That's the negative aspect. But the point of this conversation is the positive unconscious aspects, the fact that you don't realize that you are God. The fact that you don't realize that you have a soul is your desire to be or want a romantic relationship. If you knew that you were a spiritual being having a human experience and you really took the time and effort to get to know thyself, why would it be on the temple walls, but when it comes to your ass, you're the exception to the rule? How does that make sense? How come you don't need to know yourself? How come I got to know myself? Charmaine got to know herself. Jermaine got to know himself. But you can just find a boyfriend. You can just post your girlfriend because she got a BBL or something and she look good. You know what a nigga would make a nigga happy? Is if he can get a fine ass girl. You know what make a nigga miserable? When he get him a fine ass girl. One's in the chat if you can relate to what I'm saying. Some of y'all can't relate to that. Some of y'all never been with a being. So it's kind of hard for you to fathom. Some of y'all actually think that when you get this beautiful goddess with hips and curves and goddamn guardrails and things of that nature, your life is going to be set. But when she ain't trying to do shit you trying to do, when she don't even see you, it make you think about her in a whole different way. You like, God damn it. I thought that this girl with the curves was going to send me off. I thought it was the end all be all. Some of y'all thought when you got with the 14 inches, all I need is a man with a big ass dick. See, the reason that I got rid of my last boyfriend was because his dick was too small. My new boyfriend got a big ass dick. Now I'm happy. This is what she said. What happened to that? What happened to that boyfriend, y'all? Remember them boyfriends y'all used to be talking about? Remember the boyfriend that you posted on your Facebook? What happened to them photos that you deleted on your Instagram? It's always a girl with her boyfriend. It's like, it's the same story. I see it every time. Boyfriend, happy, he doing dances in your videos. Put one if y'all ever seen this if y'all seen this in y'all lifetime. They dancing together, they smiling. Oop, somebody's preggo, right? Pregnant, he rubbing the belly for about 4.5 months. Then all of a sudden, it's just her being pregnant, right? It's her going to the doctor. Now she got the baby all by herself. And the pictures that used to be up there is long gone. It's just her and the baby now. The nigga who was dancing at the beginning, where he at? Y'all ever seen that before? Or I'm the only one that just be nosy on IG like that? I swear I done seen that about 10 times, but I could just be over exaggerating. But what I'm trying to say is this. If you don't recognize that you are being projected upon, if you don't recognize that you are the one that's projecting, the relationship is bound to fail. Because the time and effort that I spend on talking to a young lady is the time and effort that I spend saving my life. Because in the energy and transference of 110 volt batteries, I'm looking to see if she's like, cause to keep it a buck 1,000 with you for real, I know she want 110,000 volts. And I'm not trying to change her, right? I'm just trying to get the fuck out of Dodge before she explode. And I can wait. I can wait until I find somebody that's cool with the 110 volt battery. Cause I want somebody that I could talk to every fucking day. Somebody have mutual goals, and if it's a problem, we can have a conversation. I don't want nobody to project their God force energy. I don't want nobody to project their brokenness upon me. I don't want to fulfill no goals for you, motherfucker. I don't want to make your ass happy. I don't want to satisfy you sexually. I don't want that fucking pressure. I am not a romance novel. My name ain't Gerard, and I don't got a 6-pack. So if this is what you want, it's literally like I can't be that. So it's cool. It's cool. But I'm saying this to say, if you a man, You could be taught like y'all not me. So y'all don't give a fuck about shadow work. Y'all don't care about being projected upon. All y'all know is that y'all dealing with the chick and she cool at first. Fellas, ones in the chat. We at 52%. It was 52% female, 40% male, but now it's reversed. We have is the majority of male. So I'm expecting y'all to understand what I'm saying when I say what I say. She was nice at the beginning. Now she a total and complete utter bitch and you don't know who the fuck this woman is. She was not this way at the beginning. One's in the chat. What happened to her? How in the hell did she turn into this goddamn monster all of a sudden? Why did that happen? Because it was nothing but projection, my guy. She thought you was the greatest love of all. You could do no wrong. And you know you work at UPS. You know you only get paid $18.75 an hour. You know you got a fucking 3 years of fucking college, no degree. College debt. You know you an ain't shit nigga. You know that ooga boog type of motherfucker you fucked last weekend. You know it. Don't nobody else know it. You know you not shit. So when you come across a girl and she loving you, saying, oh my God, you so amazing. And then it go from you amazing, I love you, to you everything. You fuck ooga boogs, right? Yo ex girl, your baby mama look. I can't believe your baby mama look like that. I should have knew. The moment I seen your baby mama, I just wanted to end it with you. Like just saying all types of foul shit about your baby mama, your kids, your mama. You like, damn, who is this woman? This has been her the whole time. See, but if we don't realize this stuff, if we don't get into the supreme science of God being within us, if we don't recognize that God is love, we don't stand a chance. This is why niggas been conscious since 2008. Niggas been conscious since 2008. And ain't shit happen financially. Niggas ain't shit happen romantically. Ain't shit happen professionally. You going up and down like you been up and down. You should go back to the streets. Cause at least when you was in the streets, when you was selling a little dope, when you was selling a little pussy, you had the flat screen TV, you had gas in your car. You had your little shit together. You had you a little Cadillac or some shit like that. Now you motherfucker looking crazy. Talking about hotep. No tep. For me, I will pass on that. And I'm not saying this to sound crass. I'm saying that between yesterday and today, I realized that if you don't recognize shadow projection in all of its forms, anything you do spiritually is just all for naught. Because this is what the fuck is happening. This is what's going down. So regardless of anything that you do, if you're not paying attention to what's going down, you would be like caught blindsided by a motherfucker. And there ain't really no reason. Or you would be sad, broken, and depressed. Why are you sad, broken, and depressed? Over some external shit. It's because you took the internal and put it external. And the reality is you should have kept it internal. So when you deal with people, when you got bodies, when you got past people in your life, and you come to the realization like, damn, I should have never fucked with that person, you damn right. So when choosing to deal with people, if you can't have consistent communication towards mutual goals, then you should not be giving them no dick or no pussy. Because the moment that you do that, then you put yourself in a quandary. And then at the end of it all, you're just going to be like, damn, I wish I never would have done that. I wish I had never done that. So who you are internally, intrinsically, you have access to the collective unconscious, and you could project that in the form of business, relationships, all things great. However, when who you are unconsciously gets projected, so to consciously project something is a new idea. Like we're working this under the covers, and then we project it with a website, a marketing plan, a business plan. We're projecting that onto the world. Usually it should be more than one soul that's accessing the collective unconscious. Now, when two people access the collective unconscious, they don't access it through fucking. Believe it or not, they access it through communication. What did you dream about? We've made thousands of dollars, me and my wife, over the simple question, what did you dream about last night? I dreamt about this word called chakra nova. I don't know what that means. Hold on, shut the fuck up. Let me write that down real quick. Chakra nova. That's going to be a book about chakras. That's going to be a goddamn book. My wife told me that title. I wrote it down. It's a full on book. You can Google that shit right now. You can buy Chakra Nova right now. You ain't never heard of Chakra Nova or nothing for it before, because me and my wife, we communicate daily in reference to our dreams. I didn't dream about Chakra Nova. She did. I written a book. When she told me that, it was like the seed and it just expanded. It took 4 to 5 years for it to manifest. But at the same time, I already knew what it was. And it's still blossoming. It's still growing. The people that know me right now, it's like a minute percentage of my destiny, of my future. Wait until the world gets a hold of Chakra Nova. Even the niggas that's watching this video right now, y'all haven't read Chakra Nova. Y'all haven't understood Chakra Nova. Y'all haven't took in the notes. I know people in real life in Detroit that walk around with Chakra Nova like the fucking Bible. Like you know how my books be? All wrinkly and shit. That's how niggas be. I know a lady who teach art class to children based upon Chakra Nova. I see it happening in real time. But I also know people are spiritually lazy. People don't like to read. People don't like to do shit. So when Oprah put Chakra Nova in her book club, please don't hop on my dick talking about I've been following you since the beginning. I do not want to hear none of that shit. I'm projecting future plans for my life. Anyways, who you are is divine. When you don't take note of that, when you don't recognize who you are as a spiritual being, when you don't read what's on the temple walls, know thyself, you'll project that onto somebody and you'll call it love. But it's not love. This is why the relationship did not work, could not work, because it was never even something that you ever should have done. And I'm gonna explain this. Let me get a little further. So if you gonna project something, right? Say for instance, like you need love from somebody, or you need protection, or you need money, right? It's easy to say, hey, can you do me a favor? Or, hey, I need you to do me a solid real quick. I'm homeless. I need a place to stay. A dude could do that, but more naturally, you'll be like, nigga, get the fuck out of here, right? You ain't about to come live with me and my kids. But now he act like he like you. He lay you down on your air mattress, bend your legs back, start licking on that little clitoris. You orgasming. Orgasming is access to the spiritual realm. And he's the conduit for your orgasm, so he must represent God in some form. So why wouldn't you let God move into your apartment with you and your kids? He is God, by the way. You love him. You wake up and you cook breakfast for God. You give him an offering. Here you go. You don't even know how to cook sausage and gravy. You ain't never cooked your kids sausage, biscuits, and gravy. But when God come and eat your little clitoris, Now you on the recipe trying to figure out, hey, babe, I'll be back. I need to get a couple of things from the Kroger. Get everything you need from the Kroger. You give God an offering. Send God on his way. Thank God for God. The problem is, God done fucked around and went back to his baby mama house. And God's baby mama look through God's phone and say, where was you at last night? And who is this bitch Tangerine? Let me call Tangerine. Doop, 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 doop. You being Tangerine, answer your phone. Hello? Hello, is this Tangerine? Yes, this is Tangerine. How may I help you? Well, this is Claudia. And I heard you been fucking with my man, God. I do. I pray to him every night, 3 times a night. Thank you very much, right? So if ever it get to a point where she like, all right, Tangerine, you is no longer about to, this shit is over with. What you not realizing, what's going to break you, is that you didn't realize that you projected God force energy on a nigga that you met at the club, that you let eat you out on your air mattress, that gave you an orgasm. The better he made you feel, the easier it was for you to relax, to begin to project your soul onto him. But the reality is, he is not your soul. He is a dusty ass nigga with a baby mama. He's homeless. He's homeless. He's homeless. Na da dee da 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 dee da da da. He is homeless. He's homeless. And the reality is that you loved a homeless person, sis. You projected your God force energy on the same niggas that's standing on the corner saying, I'll take anything. Why lie? I want a beer. And because you did that, you would be broke. Like, why wouldn't you be broken down? Why wouldn't your heart be broken? Because you don't even know why you love homeless niggas. Sometimes I know women, they say, every man I meet, he's married. And I fuck him anyway. But why? You have a problem with projecting your God force energy on any type of nigga, even a nigga who's married. A gangbanger, a thug, a 40-year-old virgin. It's just all types of fuck niggas out here in the world. It requires a level of communication, sanity, patience, normalcy, relationship with God, things of that nature. And if you don't have that, it's going to be a freak show. So as I stated earlier, you are a queen, you are a king, you are a god, you are a goddess. And if you ain't been taught this your whole life, you've been playing yourself and you've been projecting this energy. You've been projecting this energy when you was 14 years old and you said, oh, Johnny, he is so fucking hot. He is so fucking sexy. If Johnny ever talked to me, I would give him some pussy. Well, you know you ain't supposed to be giving pussy up. You know you young. I don't give a fuck. You young out here having sex. I mean, I was getting pussy when I was young. We was all doing it. We didn't ever know we was projecting our God force energy upon each other. We was horny. We wanted to get our rocks off. But at a certain point, it ain't even if the point of view. We all know we can get into a relationship if we look halfway decent. We know this. But it ain't happy, successful, thriving relationships. We know this shit is toxic. We know this shit is fucked up. We know this shit ain't how it's supposed to be. Because we haven't been vested enough in our God force energy and we're quick to project it onto somebody. We do it without even thinking. You could be alone, you could be single, and you could be happy. Because you're able, because your heart is beating. And you can find peace right now in this moment. But you know why you won't? Because you wish to project it onto a homeless ass nigga. He's homeless. He's home. You wish a homeless nigga would knock on your door right now. Don't cap. Keep it a buck. You single and it really don't matter. But we got to understand, when we are in love, when we falling in love, we are simply projecting our God force energy onto a homeless person, onto somebody who would fuck the football team and then come to you afterwards like, do you want some supper? You hungry? And it can't, and that's who she is, right? That's who she is. But you don't see her for that because you projecting your God force energy on somebody that's a choo-choo. Choo-choo. Chugga, 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 chugga. And then, what's the kicker? You gonna be mad when you find out she a hoe. Why are you mad that she's a hoe? Because my God is not supposed to be a hoe. The God in me is not a hoe, and you're right. It is not a hoe. But the reality of the God in you is that the God in you is supposed to stay inside of you. You're not supposed to project it. So we're talking about psychology. Now, and I'm about to pull something up real quick to kind of elucidate what I'm talking about. Because at first, if you read this, it's like kind of hard to understand. But when you understand it under this context, it's easier to understand. And what I'm talking about is, I'm about to pull it up right now. What I'm actually talking about is the Anima and the Animus. So that's a hard concept to understand. Let me get a bigger one. That's a hard concept to understand. Now, to get it correctly, let me pull it up and then I'll talk about it. Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. It's hood in the morning because 24 hours a day is the morning somewhere. And that's how we give it up. Make it big. Pause. It's too big. That's 14 inches. She wants something comfortable, like 7, 8, 9 inches, depending on how thick she is. But, you know, I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't about to do shit. I'm gonna just be mad at the whole situation. Like, I'm a grower, not a shower, so I got some shit that I need to work through. Anima and Animus. The terms anima and animus refer to the indwelling masculine and feminine energies that we all possess. The anima and the animus refer to the indwelling masculine and feminine energies that we all possess. Specifically, the anima is thought to be the feminine part of the man's soul. So my anima is a part of me. But if I don't know that I have this part of me, I will project it on a light-skinned girl with a fat booty. That's what my anima looks like. Do not judge me, family. What do y'all anima look like? Put it in the comments. Put it in the chat. Is your anima a dreadhead nigga with a six-pack with gold teeth? The nigga from Moonlight? Minus the playing both sides? Is your animus Lenny Kravitz? Is your anima Little Kim before the surgery? This would be interesting. What is your ideal divine counterpart? And if you come to that realization, understand that that person does not exist. That person, Tatalicious. My anima is Tatalicious all day. What you said? You ain't said nothing but a word. What? Tatalicious all day. What? Now, what I'm saying is, and we got to be so clear, your perfect ideal man, your perfect ideal woman does not exist. And he is definitely not homeless. She definitely will not fuck Why would you wish for a girl that's going to fuck the football team? Why would you wish for a girl that's just going to fuck anybody that likes her? Why would that be your ideal mate? Why would your ideal mate be a homeless bum who deals with girls for apartments and places to stay in the winter? He's homeless. He's homeless. Na da dee da 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 dee da da da. Specifically, the anima thought to be the feminine part of the man's soul, and the animus refers to the masculine part of the female soul. Both the anima and the animus are ancient archetypes or raw forms of energy that every being contains. When you meet a person and you think they're perfect for you, you're projecting your God force energy and you're wasting time. And if you do that to a nigga like me and you start saying, oh my God, Kyrie, you are so perfect. I always wanted a man with a wife and 4 kids. Ones in the chat, if that don't make no fucking sense. Who fantasizes about a nigga with 4 kids? Nobody. So don't project that on me. Actually, not this, like, it just don't, like, if you gonna do that to a person like me, I'm gonna just try to get some ass real quick about the deal. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because what the fuck, you don't even see me right now, because you would be talking about babysitting. You would be talking about, well, see, this is the thing, like, if you like a married man, you really like a married man, then you just deal with his wife and his kids on the reg. Yeah, I love your husband. Your husband is that nigga. Can I watch your kids? You gotta say that shit every day. You can't be nonchalant about liking a nigga's husband or somebody's wife or husband. You gotta stand on that shit. And say, for instance, you don't stand on it and it's a sneaky leak backyard thing. Well, it's all a projection. You're using the situation to project the masculine aspect of your soul onto another human being. You're using the situation to project the feminine aspect of your soul onto another human being, and that ain't right. Da da dee da 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 dee da da da. He's homeless. He's homeless. So, this is what it looks like when, before I go further, I was waiting till I get some people in the chat. Have you ever had your heart broken before? One's in the chat, if you had your heart broken before. When you get your heart broken, there's nothing more bitter, more difficult, more hard to wrap your mind around. And the reason why it's so, like, visceral and so raw is because the person in front of you is their own motherfucking person. They don't give a fuck about what you want and how you feel. Are you crazy? They will not give a fuck about how you feel. And that'll make you hurt even more. But if y'all all can have your heart broke, that means that y'all shouldn't even have had your heart broken in the first place. It's like going to the hood asking niggas if they sell drugs, and then coming back with your ass beat every day. Then you just like, well, people in the hood is mean and violent and they don't give a fuck. No, you just a dumbass. Nobody goes to the hood and asks drug dealers if they can buy drugs. Meaning that if you don't understand the mechanics of relationships, you gonna get your heart broke. You gonna set it up for your kids to have their heart broke. Your mama, your daddy set it up for you to have your heart broke. Because when we have black people in America, we have no spiritual education. We have nothing but grifters. Do y'all understand that? A grifter is somebody who allows you to project your God force energy onto them. And then when they take your money, and then when they show up in the nice cars and the waves in their hair. I was telling somebody the other day, when I worked at a hotel, I seen niggas like Lil Durk, the Migos, Trina. I seen celebrities after celebrities. I seen LeBron James and his crew. I seen the Chicago Bulls players. I seen a lot of celebrities. But when I say nobody flexed and ball harder than the fucking pastors, the black pastors, you can actually think it however you want to think. But if you don't understand, if you don't know what's happening psychologically, you can think you know how to build a house. But if you don't know how to build a house, it won't work. We think and feel in relation to our relationships, but we don't know. We don't know that we are the soul. So because we don't know we are the soul, we imagine a blissful, loving relationship, and none of us have it. And none of us can teach us how to have it. We refuse instruction for relationships because we only think of them as emotional pursuits. And knock yourself silly. But I hate to see your heart break. I hate to see you fucked up in the head. And the reason why all of y'all, without mentioning words, is gonna have y'all heartbroken is because you don't recognize the divinity within yourself. Period, point blank. And you can think and feel as much as you want. But until you know God, until you work with the God within, the innermost, receive its instruction. When you are not led by the soul, you will crash the fuck out. So, we want people to be God, and they can't. And when they can't be God that we want them to be, it breaks us down because we really need God in our lives. So whether you're religious, spiritual, black, white, left, right, up, down, you dealing with a form of heartbreak because we have a world filled with spiritual beings who don't vest enough time and energy in their own spiritual beingness. And we go from this feeling of love and happiness of being in a relationship to the worst feeling in the world, heartbreak. And heartbreak is so pervasive to where you start dealing with people now in 2023, that's the only energy that you're going to come across. Because our greatest feeling that we could ever conjure is divinity. But our greatest feeling has a flip side. It has a dark side. It has a way of suffering, and it's called projection. It's like if you were a vehicle and it took gas for you to go, but every time you saw another vehicle that had like a sexy rear end, you gave that vehicle all of your gas, you wouldn't be able to run. And if that vehicle didn't put gas back in your car and just drove off, of course you're going to be fucked up. You're going to be sad. You're going to be broken. You're going to be sitting there confused. Because you gave somebody all your gas. Some of y'all can love a nigga so good and not know the first clue on how to love yourself. Some of y'all can be the most amazing simp to a woman, take her to vacations, and some of y'all do the balloons and the flowers, and she walk in, go, oh my God, you so sweet. Now, what did that woman do for you to that same level? Just questions. And it's a reason. Like, this is just normal. We live in a world of just normal suffering. You probably have a mom or an aunt or a grandma or, you know, somebody, maybe even an uncle that just read nothing but romantic novels. Or I had a phase where I would just, those romance books, you can read a romance book, 250 pages, 300 pages in 2 hours. You just be like, I wish goddamn nonfiction books was as good as them romance books. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But romance novels, the idea of romance is just suffering. It's just the idea of projection, because there is no romance novel of meeting a regular guy, sitting down, having consistent conversations, and coming up with mutual goals that benefit both parties. And after you communicate, having those mutual goals, we move into energy where we begin to create those things through action. But no, when we view human beings, we view them under the guise of emotions, feelings, and thoughts. But emotions come and go. Feelings, they come and go. You should never build a relationship on somebody based upon emotions, based upon feelings. This is why people across the internet will sit and talk about how the whole entire species of women ain't shit. The whole entire species of men ain't shit. And the part about it is that they be exactly right when they be calling you for bullshit. And you can't accept it. So now it's a problem with people on the internet talking about men and women. Well, how the fuck you gonna better yourself if you don't learn where you fucking up at? Because it ain't like being to your own devices is giving you the results that you want. At what point can you receive instruction, especially in relation to relationships? Because that's the shit that you want the most. And that's the shit that you're not getting at all. Because it's based upon emotions, feelings, thoughts, and projections. If a person cannot communicate with you honestly over consecutive days, and then y'all act upon the things that y'all have talked about, then you're just setting yourself up for failure. What is it called? It's called seduction. And seduction is rather normal. But we got to understand what it means to be seduced. And I'm going to show you by dealing with the etymology of the word seduction. Give me a second. Thought I had a screenshot of it, but I don't. Give me a second. Because when I was doing this, it really made sense to me. And just to let you know, man, I say what I say. I don't say what I say in reference to going back and forth, because I'm actually doing the research and I'm doing the work. In reference to I can't do the research and do the work and then go back and forth. That don't even make sense. If I'm educating, if I'm leading, then you would have to receive the education or go somewhere else. It ain't about going back and forth. It ain't about arguing, because I'm not even proclaiming to be right, because those who have ears have ears. Those who have eyes can see. And I don't think everybody have ears, and I don't think everybody have eyes. There's a lot of blind leading the blind out here. I have a very clear and concise message. Your soul is your leader, period, point blank. And the energy and effort you take to build and deal with your soul is the energy that you are going to be successful in life. And if you don't deal with your soul, you're going to be fucked up. Now, what is seduction? What does it mean to be seduced? At first, it's hard to really fathom and contemplate what is being said. To persuade a vassal to desert his allegiance or service. So you thinking when you are being seduced, you are being led away from your soul. The root word duke or duchess just means leader. The prefix C means to be taken away. So a sexy person is going to seduce you. They're going to lead you away from what? Your soul. And that right there is like, wow. That's why it's so pervasive. That's why it's such a powerful thing. Because it's like, if a human being does not recognize who they are spiritually, because they don't do the work, they don't value it, it's not important, what do they value? What is important to them? Like a motherfucker can take me or leave me, right? Spiritual, miracle, wah. But I know at the end of the day, y'all about to get y'all dick sucked. Y'all about to get y'all pussy ate. Y'all about to fuck. Y'all about to, eat some ass. Y'all about to do all of that freaky shit. But y'all don't understand that's the spiritual shit too. It's just in reverse. You eating a nigga's ass who's homeless. That's kind of crazy. You hanging out with somebody that's like for the streets. That's kind of crazy. There is nobody that you'll ever meet that will be your anima. There is nobody that you'll ever meet that is your animus. You unconsciously, not consciously, unconsciously project your anima and animus on a stranger that you met on a dating app. Okay? A stranger that you met at a gas station. That's the facts. It's not an arranged marriage. You don't know this person. That person is not your soul or an aspect of your soul. If you deal with them in a romantic and loving way, you are being seduced. You are being led away from your soul. And this is why, when it's all said and done, your heart is broken. This is why you don't want to hear nothing I gotta say. This is why you so agitated, so irritated. What happened? My husband cheated on somebody. Why did he cheat on somebody? Because he was horny and he wanted to fuck him? Why you so mad about him? Because I projected my God force energy on my husband. Now my God force energy is not going to fuck Sally Sue from around the corner, but my nigga will. My wife is going to yell at me and argue with me and call me an ain't shit motherfucker, but my anima is not. The feminine aspect is not going to do that. So some very simple ways to absolve yourself from projection, from seduction, from being in toxic relationships. And we're going to get into those and we're going to end the video. I appreciate y'all for watching. If you have been watching thus far and you haven't liked the video, go ahead and do that. I like to do that closer to the end. So if I caught you watching a video this long, you must have liked it. So go ahead and actually hit the like button. Does wonders for the algorithm in the video and the future progress of said video. So let me just clear this out the way and let's deal with some solutions of getting to some real love. If you think marriage or a relationship is this grandiose experience of finally meeting the one and y'all riding off into the sunset, is going to end in heartbreak. If you talking to a spiritual person and she's like, oh, we gonna do some spells, we gonna read some cards, you know all of that shit is bullshit, right? Ain't no bitch in the world gonna help you have a healthy and happy relationship. I don't care how much you paying her for readings, spiritual cleansings. It's all you need to learn the mechanics and understandings of establishing a relationship with a human being outside of projecting. And it's easy. I can sit up here all day and tell you how to get niggas or how to get women. But it ain't going to work in real life. And even if you can imagine to get somebody, why is it no courses? Riddle me this, Batman. Why is it courses on how to get a man, but it ain't no courses on how to keep a man? Isn't that counterintuitive? Why is it courses on how to pick up girls, but it ain't no courses on how to maintain a happy and healthy relationship? To me, it seems like the machinations and the fundamentals of establishing a healthy, successful relationship is just not a thing no more for y'all. When you get triggered, when the person is themselves, that's your excuse to get angry. But deal with the solutions. Communicate. Do not project. Do not expect. Do not wish to fall. And the ladies who wishing to fall deeply in love, why don't we fall in love? Anne-Marie on repeat. Things of that nature. Like, stop watching movies. Stop romanticizing a nigga. Let a man be a man. Understand a man. You might not even want a man. You might go ahead and get you a little shorty dip. You might get you another girl. I don't know. It's all types of shit. But if you can't love a man for who he is as a man, and you want a man to be what you want him to be, it's going to end and you're going to be heartbreaking, because who you want a man to be is a projection. Who you understand a man to be is the communication and the understanding and treating him like a human being. Well, what if he do this? What if he do that? What if you walk outside and a piano fall on your head? Do you not walk outside? You can be a fear-based person and create fear-based scenarios, or you can be in the space of gratitude. You could be in a space of really trusting your soul and opening up the doors of communication. When you open up the doors of communication, try not to think about what would it take for you to let go. Try to communicate, to understand, to connect. And at any point, don't ever get so caught. Don't communicate so you can let your guards down with a person. And we also got to come across that communication is not the end. You got to communicate and say, what is the action plan? And then they got to come through with the action plan. If you think marriage is communication, truth, and awakening from that truth, actions from that awakening consistently, then you have a valuable, healthy, positive relationship. If this person just makes you happy, makes you sad, makes you happy, makes you sad, you in some toxic ass shit. Until men and women start having honest conversations about who they truly are, what demons they battle with, where they lack, and what they truly want, love will continue to be a temporary emotion. This is why you can have a nigga, lose a nigga, have a girl, lose a girl, because it's purely emotional. But we could do a lot through our communication. We can do a lot through our honesty. We can do a lot for showing up for people every single day. And I mean, I don't know. I do these videos and I get so pumped up in doing them. And then when they get to the end, it's like, well, what was that for? And I would say, honestly, if you're listening to this video, try to keep your emotions under wraps when you're dealing with a person. Because those emotions go high, they go low, and a human being really don't need that. A human being needs consistency, loyalty, trust, dedication, commitment. None of these things are emotional. These things are pragmatic, practical, and ultimately requires instruction. So involve your family in your relationship. Involve both families in the relationship, because the families, whether you like this or not, whether you agree with this or not, the families are what makes that person in front of you that person. So if you have a toxic ass mama, toxic ass family, that's going to help you understand this person that's in front of you, right? And talk. I know in relationships, we get so caught up in just the emotions of it all, life of it all. And the last person that we talk to is our partners, our wives, our husbands. But actually, if you want to rekindle the magic, if you want that relationship to last, you don't want a divorce, you don't want to break up your family, y'all going to have to start communicating. And you need to start to be honest, and you need to recognize that that man is not your God. That woman is not your God. God is God. And if you have a strong relationship to this person, that means that when you begin to do strong spiritual work, that relationship with yourself is going to be so powerful. That relationship with yourself, you're going to release all of the need that you had on that man. And you might even be able to provide him the positive things that he wants. You might be able to provide her the things that you want. Your girl's stressing you out. You don't got no money. Your girl's stressing you out. You don't have no money, and it's frustrating you. As it should, as it would, right? But I'm going to tell you from experience, and this is from man to man. When you begin to have a relationship with God, God will provide for you. When you begin to pray and meditate on the word, God will provide for you. I'm 38 years old. God have provided for me countless times over and over in my life. I would never lie about that. God has always looked out for me. Not no bitch, not no nigga, not my mama, not my daddy. And I love them all, but nobody has come through for me like God has come through for me. So if your wife is stressing you about money and you frustrated at her, you don't like her, which is cool, I understand, but maybe she right. Maybe you need to get your money together. And if can't nobody help you and you don't know what to do, now you got to really start doing the spiritual work. You need to really start meditating and relaxing and tapping into the collective unconscious and projecting those ideas into the world so you can get some coin about yourself. So with that being said, man, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Share it to somebody who is in a toxic ass relationship and say, the reason why you suffer in your relationship because you think that nigga God and he is not God. Follow me on Instagram at TheHoodMystic, Twitter, HoodMystic, HoodMystic.com, ColumbianExchange.com, WhiteRabbitPsych.com, Substack, Patreon. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. I will see y'all on the flip side. Hope y'all learned from this. Hope this video was good for y'all. See y'all on the flip side. Peace.
They ain't rooting for me, they ain't clapping for me. I'm only saying, can somebody just be happy for me? I really hate to say I told you so, so I bite my tongue, but you know.
Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in now. Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. You are now tapped in with the